Good morning or good evening or yeah, I guess it's evening still here. Um what the hell? I don't have my screen up. Um all right, just a sec. Let me add the my screen capture. It's not working for some reason. Oh. If I turn that on? No. Damn it. Mac OS screen capture. Okay. Good. Okay, so thanks for watching. Oh, let me move this. Oh man, that's a rough start to the stream, but thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you're interested in coding or stock market research, quantitative research. I'm working more on my stock market model today. Today was another day of getting killed at work, so I just finished working. It's 11, just after 11:30 here. So I'm probably just gonna go for an hour today, but um, uh, every day I'm back at it working on this model. So I don't quit, even if I have to work until 11:30. Here I am. So let me go over really quick where I'm at, what I've done so far, and what I'm gonna do today. So what I've done so far, let me show you this real quick. So this is the general outline for a model, the model that I want to get. So I have data for stocks. It's all tickers going back to 2011. Now I want to isolate a universe of stocks that I'm going to train my model on. You don't want to use all stocks because some stocks are crap. Hey, youth, how are you? Um, Thanks for tuning in again. Yeah, but like I said, some stocks are crap. You don't want to train on those. Some stocks, like penny stocks, it's hard to, you can't train a model on penny stocks and then use it to predict what's going to happen with Apple. Similarly, stocks with really low volume aren't going to give you good data. They don't have good movement, so you want stuff that has a good amount of trading volume. Um, and so I want to isolate a universe of stocks, use that to train a machine learning model. That model is going to work to predict the returns or something similar on stocks, and it's going to go each day. And then I'm going to feed that into a portfolio model, um, which is then going to implement a strategy to make buys and sells for the day. So what I've done so far is I got some initial data from the NASDAQ database. That wasn't good because I had to download a new CSV each day. So I found a better data source on DoltHub. The link is down in the description, but it's a SQL database that gets updated every day. It has stock price data, fundamental data, options data, and one other thing, but I forget what it because I'm not using it. Um, I then did a basic analysis. This is with fundamentals. I then analyzed stocks for a sector, so I could look at, add any stocks for a sector, and then you can compare how they perform over time. Now, this is okay, but it's quantitative, it's not qualitative, or it's qualitative, not quantitative. I want something quantitative. This stuff is, I can't automate it. So I want something that I can automate. So, like I said, I want to make a machine learning model. I made a model here, trained it on some features. It was 51.5% directionally accurate. So I incorporated this into a portfolio strategy. I found that if I'm picking the lowest N number of volatility stocks, it performs better the lower N is. So bottom 500 volatility stocks in my universe, with the best predicted returns. Getting filtering, sorting by best predicted returns, and then getting the lowest 500 in volatility of those. It's underperforming the S&P 500. If I do 100, it's basically matching the S&P. 20, it's beating the S&P. 1, it's beating the S&P substantially. So I looked at this. The problem with this is it's picking one stock per day, only picking one stock per day. is the only method that had a Sharpe ratio above 1. You need a Sharpe ratio above 1 if it's going to be useful for you. I went through and did some thresholding and found that I could significantly increase the Sharpe ratio if I thresholded at 0.53 or 0.54. If I thresholded at 0.55, it doesn't make any picks for that day. And so I knew what I needed to do is go through and try all. Oh, what this comes down to is that the model's not good enough. So 51.5% wasn't good enough. My goal for the next version of the model was to get 53 or 54%. And I needed to rapidly iterate through a bunch of features and try a bunch of different things to do that. The problem was the database was organized poorly. This says current. I'm going to change this to say old because now I've updated it. And so I organized everything, cleaned it up, and put it into a GitHub repository. So not only is my goal to make money for myself, I also want to make a tool that's usable for people. And so now with this, I have that. I have a Python tool that not only I could use, but anyone can use. So speaking of that, please go to the GitHub. Let me pull it up real quick. It's in the description. Please star the repository, download it, fork it, and try to use it for yourself. And let me know how it goes. Let me know how I can improve it, what things I should add to it. But this is the repository right here. Also, it helps me out if you watch the repository, and it helps me out if you follow me on GitHub. And all these things really help to raise my coding profile. So that's kind of my third goal, is raise my coding profile to help me get jobs and freelance gigs. Also, please subscribe to the channel if you're interested in this sort of thing. What have I done recently? So in terms of going through the model and seeing what works. One thing so this initial thing that I did was January. That was work for January. Cleaning up the model, getting it into a succinct code is what I did during February. And then I completed this at the end of February, and since the beginning of March, I've kind of been going through and looking at different things for my model and iterating how can I get a really good model. So the first thing I did once I had this code all cleaned up is I went ahead and added every single feature I had. I'm not sure if I showed this yet, but I tried to find every possible feature I could want and also every possible target I could want. Now this is only on price data, it's not incorporating fundamental data, and so that's something that I'm going to do moving forward. But so I have all of these features and all of these targets. Now I can rapidly iterate. And so the first thing I wanted to do is just add all of the features to the model to see what performs well. Gap Sigma, which is looking at, so this is last 14 days. It's seeing how many standard deviations the stock moved in the last 14 days. And that turned out to be the most important feature when I was looking at all of the features. This is classification, so just picking if the stock's going to go up or down. More advanced thing to do is regression, is picking how much it's going to go up or down. So I tried that here, and it turns out regression actually performed worse than classification. I went through and tried all sorts of things a few days ago, and I made some good findings. Like here I found, originally I was using 20 iterations for the hyperparameter optimization. It turned out that that wasn't working well, and so I read a paper that said to increase this to 500. 500 was working well, but it was taking a really long time. And so I tried 50, and 50 actually outperformed 500. I think that was just kind of some variance in the model, but it showed that 50 iterations was sufficient for my hyperparameter optimization. I looked at some different loss metrics. I found that root mean squared error performs the best, but then I later decided that this is actually kind of faulty, and that I actually need to use mean absolute error or Huber loss. The problem with root mean squared error is it's overweighting the outliers. So if there's, some stock had a huge drop or a, huge gain in a single day, more likely a huge drop, the model's going to really weight that. It's kind of going to overtrain on that, the big, huge drop. And it's not going to train on, more reasonable stocks, because a big huge drop, that's infrequent, so you don't want to weight that too heavy. So if you use Huber or mean absolute error, even though these perform worse here, these methods are actually more desirable. um, I looked at if I rank the features, so just what percentile do they fall in. So say you're getting like MACD, instead of giving the value of the MACD, I was giving the percentile that's in for the day. So, how is this MACD performing relative to the other stocks for the day? Um, and This actually performed worse. But again, I think this would actually be a useful thing to do. So, worse performance doesn't always indicate that this is actually worse. Sometimes it indicates that the thing that standard features which are performing better, it's actually not training the model well, is what that could be showing. It could be showing that this is just kind of training on average data, and on average the stock market moves up. So I want to make sure that it's not training on that. And Kind of the summary from trying these different things, everything I had tried so far, nothing was really improving the directional accuracy over about 50%. And so this was kind of frustrating, but I found that if I moved the return target out, the previous stuff was all trying to predict returns for the day based on previous data. And if I move that target further out, instead of trying to predict returns for the end of the day, predicting returns 5 days in the future, 10 days in the future, or 30 days in the future, I found that the further out I looked into the future, the better directional accuracy I got. And this makes sense because daily trading is there's whole armies of quants that are working on that. So any arbitrage that you could find in daily trading is going to be closed really quickly, and it's really just very hard to find. So if you look further out, it's easier to find an arbitrage. Hey, why don't you give this PowerPoint to Claude or ChatGPT? Well, yeah, I actually did that a while ago to get ideas. But First off, if I feed this PowerPoint into Claude, it's gonna, that's gonna be a billion tokens because this PowerPoint's huge. Look, I'm up to like 80 slides right now, so I kind of need to condense things. That's a good idea, though. I just need to condense it into a smaller PowerPoint so that I can actually give it to the model. I'm pretty sure it would fail if I gave it this. Um, and also, this is like scatterbrained, this isn't very concise, and so it might get a little bit confused. And I'm already kind of using it as I go, and so um, I don't want to I just want to feed it this when I'm really stuck. Otherwise, I'm kind of going to get some advice that it's already given me. Um, and so, oh yeah, I looked at here, does it perform better or worse with ETFs? I found that actually, if I exclude ETFs from the data set, it's performing better. This was looking at variance of the directional accuracy, so it was pretty low, so I didn't worry about that. Um, uh, so this was just more stuff looking through. And okay, so I found out that actually directional accuracy isn't a great metric to assess the model. And better metrics are information coefficient to information ratio, the standard deviation of the information coefficient, the daily ratios, annualized ratio, and the t statistic. Rather than looking at directional accuracy, I'm going to look for these. So, like I said, after doing the first iteration of the model, my goal was to get 53 or 54%, but now I've kind of revised this, and these are the values I want to get. So, I'm going to keep working until I could get good values here. And so the next thing to do, so I'm still trying to increase model performance. I tried demeaning the returns to neutralize the target. So, neutralize it to how it's performing kind of relative to all stocks for the day. So if all stocks went down, but this stock went down less, I want to basically subtract the mean of the movement of all stocks from the day from the movement of this individual stock. And so I did this, but this actually performed worse. And so I got some more to-dos. I added, rather than neutralizing this way, a much better way to neutralize. So rather than just subtracting the mean and getting returns relative to the mean, a much better way is to look at how many, the standard deviations of the return. And so how many standard deviations did this move? Um, and that's just a more efficient target. And so then here you could see the comparison. So with no neutral, here's with no neutralization. With the demean neutralization, it actually performed worse than no neutralization. And then when I did the cross-sectional z-score neutralization, this new method, it actually performed a lot better, basically on every metric. And so this was a really good finding. Um, and it basically shows that cross-sectional z-score is the way I want to go until I find something better for my target. Um, and so then I wanted to see, does this improve? What was model 10? I forget. Um, Let me pull up my code really quick. Uh, Model Explorer. Okay, let's put this over here. So what was this? Does transforming all features with cross-sectional, okay, does 11 improve the results of 10? So 10 is model 9, but using cross-sectional z-scores. Oh, right. So uh, here I'm basically using cross-sectional z-score to neutralize the target. Here I applied cross-sectional z-score to all features. And this actually performed much better. You see here the directional accuracy. There was a slight improvement in directional accuracy, but the information coefficient was much better. So 0.0011 to 0.0055, so like a 5x increase in information coefficient. It's still not where I want it to be. It should be 0.01, but this is a lot better. And so I'm almost, if I could I just got a 5x increase. If I could double this, then I'm getting the value that I want. And you could see that this performed better on every metric. And so then I tried to do it for 5-day returns. The problem was that, these new metrics I got weren't valid for 5-day returns the way I was doing it. When I'm testing, I need to isolate the data. So for 5 days, I need to split it into Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. Otherwise, there's going to be a correlation between the variables. If you do the 5-day returns from Monday, that's going to be pretty highly correlated to the 5-day returns from Tuesday because they're sharing 4 days. So if they're highly correlated. So none of these new metrics were valid other than the information coefficient. So if I'm doing 5-day returns, I did. Let's see, did I improve the information coefficient? Yeah, but just slightly. Um, and so I incorporated these new values, or this new method for calculating these values with the idea is that these are artificially high because of the correlation between the variables, or the target variable. So these are artificially high. When I corrected, it should be lower, but I corrected it and it actually wasn't lower. So that's the first thing that I'm going to work on today. So let me give this to the, oops, I don't want to open that. Let me give this to Google Gemini and we'll see what it says. Where do we go? New window. Okay. So, let's go Google AI Studio. I need to switch account because I used it all up for work. And let's see. So previously, I was calculating metrics like information coefficient for my stock market returns model. The problem was that when I used a 5-day forward return target, I wasn't isolating the test data, and let's just give it this screenshot. Values like ICIR and T statistic were artificially inflated due to correlation in subsequent days. I attempted to improve this by isolating the days and calculating new robust. Okay, all right, so let's say here screenshot 1. I attempted to improve this by isolating the days and calculating new robust metrics, but the new method returned even higher values. Screenshot 2. All right, so what do we do with that information? The new method returned even higher values. In the code, the commented out section, which prints metrics, is the old version, and the new version is contained in the test method. The new version is contained in the script. Look at the script, look at the code, and determine what the issue is. Explain the issue and suggest improvements. All right, so now we got to give these screenshots. Give it this screenshot. Oh, real quick, let me put a comment in the chat. I forgot to say thanks for watching and please subscribe. So yeah, if you're watching, please subscribe if you haven't already. That really helps me out. It also helps me out if you go to the GitHub, star the repository, watch the repository, and follow me on GitHub. Also, just for fun, you should join the Discord, which is in the description. Oops, don't want to show that. Okay, so now let's add the code file. Desktop, work, stock market tool, scripts, clean analysis. Okay. So let's see what it says. And then what could I do from here? So I really want to see, so this was a really big improvement. This was a big improvement. If I use cross-sectional z-score on my target, that really improves things a lot. Then I found if I'm using cross-sectional z-score on my features, that improves things a lot. So now I want to use, and I had already found that the further out I look for the returns, the better the model performs. And so now I really want to look at if I'm getting 5 days in advance, how does the model perform? But the problem is these metrics are invalid. So I really need to improve this. Okay, based on the screenshots in your code, there are two distinct issues with the new method. One is a code logic bug that caused the metric to inflate, and the other is statistical flaw in how you attempted code bug. N is defaulting to 1. Because N defaulted to 1. It evaluates to return 5, which is not purely digits. Oh yeah, duh. Return 5-day. Okay, so I need to see what the keys look like. So, let me go back to here. And so this new model, the most recent model, I want to model, add features, model, add target. Okay, so let's comment out. We just have to comment out these final 2 lines. And then we could say right here, print model dot data dot head. And let's see what that data looks like. So let's go back here. That's not what I want. ls save, make sure this is saved. Python 3 model explorer. Alright, I need some music to listen to. Comment if you have any music suggestions. People have given me good suggestions for music. But last night, nobody would give me any suggestions, and I need something to listen to. Where the hell did my earphones go? Oh, they fell down. Yeah, so it's just adding features. Let me actually get rid of this. We don't care about what the features look like. We just care about what that target looks like. So here we go. What? Add features. I created the feature requests. Save. Model Explorer. Maybe it's not running this model. Model 11. Oh, crap. That's why it's taking so long. It did this. I was wondering what the deal was when it did this last night. Test model 12. Oh, model 11. Oh, this is model 12. So what's the difference? Model 11's doing, oh, intraday returns. Model 12 is doing forward returns. Let me, okay, before I look at this, since it was still called Model 11, I must have been running Model 11. Oh, it was running both of these. Yeah, let me run this really quick to see if I still get the same data, because that data actually might have been from one-day log returns. But if it's from one-day log returns, 1.1874, 1.8514. No, that's a different thing. So I could just comment this out, and it won't take much to run it in a second Python window. So I do want to add the target, don't want to add the features, and I don't want to train the model. I do want to print the model data. Okay, so let's do conda conda activate base. Then we could do Python 3 model explorer. And what's our data look like? So, ooh, I added the target. Add target. Oh, I need to split the data first. Okay, save. Now let's run it again. Model does not have features. So here we could say model.add features, and we just want to add a month. Oh, should be a list, right? List of features. Okay, very good. Okay, so raw 1 day TZ score. So let's pull this guy up. So what did it think the issue was? Part dot ends with D, and the last one is a digit. Okay, so it should be consistent with my features. Feature engine, upload it, run. Okay. Okay, good. I have 10 viewers. So I'll take this opportunity to say please subscribe and please go check out the GitHub repository. Leave a star, watch it, and follow me because that helps me out a lot. Please. And also, please comment some music for me to listen to. All I've been doing today is working and listening to music, so I need something. Something new, something fresh. Babe, don't make a sound. 2 a.m. love, gotta keep it down, keep it down. Hell no, been waiting too long, I've been waiting. Alright, so is this the same output we were just looking at? Body on my, cruising on my innocence, body on my 1.85. Oh, so it's even higher now. I think because I wasn't running this before. Cruising on my innocence, body on my, grinding on my innocence, body on my. Good. So this is why I did this like this yesterday. What the hell is RE? Whatever. Alright, so calculate robust features wasn't working in here, so I'm just gonna overwrite it. Calculate robust features, where are you? Oh, it's out the bottom. The middle. Incidental, yeah. You want to ride in the 6. You want to dine in the 6. You said I'll probably send you some pics, and I'm like, hell nah. Been waiting too long, I've been waiting, hell nah. I want that cruel love, come here, baby, hell nah. Been waiting too long, I've been waiting, hell nah. I want that cruel love. Bruising on my innocence, everybody on my... No, that's not what I wanted. Go back to here. Get rid of that. Use that. Don't care about that anymore. Oh my sensei. Make sure that's running. So this is what, model 12? Yep. Okay, good. Oh my sensei. Okay, so now we want to see. We should get the new metrics: IC statistic, ICIR, standard deviation of the information coefficient, and oh, that's it. The bottom 4 here. These should be lower. Smoking, wine and drinking haze all along. Alright, so what are the other things I want to do? So, these are the to-dos I wrote a couple streams ago. So I want to perform all of these. Yellow, I still have to do. Green, I've implemented. So I'm trying to implement this one. Oh, I have done this. So I'm using Huber loss now, which is better than root mean squared error. I could try mean absolute error, but they're not too different. I'm happy with Huber loss for now. If I'm having a lot of trouble with it, I could go on and change it later. Add transform to better residualize target with beta. So, which is a better technique? Residualize, not that. Neutralize, that's what I want to say. What is a better technique for neutralizing my data, question mark? The first option is cross-sectional z-score, or something. Hey, Sir Night Night, how are you? Thanks for tuning in. How's your model doing? Yesterday you were troubleshooting bugs. How'd that go? Wait, how do you find the time to work on it outside of work? Do you do it after work or before work, or just whenever you get a chance? And isn't your goal to be a full-time quant, full-time self-made, self-employed quant? That'd be cool. About it, too much. Beta neutralization, they're not mutually exclusive. They solve two totally different sources of market bias. Okay. Beta is for volatility. So I'll put a note here. This neutralizes volatility. Volatility and sensitivity, so just volatility. Whereas cross-sectional z-score neutralizes with respect to market movement. Alright, let's move this down. Fixed data splitting, so there's no data leakage. I wrote that twice. Oh, well, actually, I was thinking I needed to fix how I'm splitting the data, but that's not the case. I actually just need to How I'm splitting the data is fine, but I need to what? I need to, oh, this is just for the metrics. I need to fix that for the metrics. Improve LGBM using these suggestions. So, if you feed it financial data, it will memorize noise. Force the model to be extremely dumb. Change. Okay, so I need to implement that stuff. Right. Add macro features. I also need to add fundamental data. So I'm going to put that here so that it's on my more recent to-dos, because I think that's going to improve the model a lot. Okay, there it is. Do we get worse performance? 1.17. Yes, it is worse. Robust annualized, so ICIR. Worse, good. Daily. It's better. Mean daily rank I see. Oh, well, that should be better because it's a new model, so. But directional accuracy still shows that it's a coin flip. So let's give this to the model. Here are the results with the new function for calculating metrics. Is this a reasonable decrease? That's 5-day forward log returns, right? The shift should actually be 0. I'm not sure that's going to change anything substantially, but it should definitely be 0. Right? Yeah, because we're doing this before market open. Here are the results. Is this a reasonable decrease? How do I assess these results? Why cross-sectional Z on all features improved the model for a single day. However, cross-sectional Z on 5-day future returns actually decreased the directional accuracy from 53% to just about to, what is this, 50.02. What is the cause for this? 5 cross-sectional Z on 5-day, cross-sectional Z on all targets and features with a 5-day future return target. Decrease the directional accuracy. What is the cause of this? Not for. All right. So let's see what it says. Hey, Singnov Jot. It's just you mean the backtesting? Well, I mean backtesting's it's really easy with LightGBM. So basically, you get your model, So this is the script I have. So I'm in model here, generate targets, train. Okay, so training model. Um, you basically get this model. So I'm saying self.model is lgb.train. So it's using the light gradient boosting method to train. And then now this model, what's it called? Not a method. Model object is inside of the class now. Um, and then inside of this train model loop, I'm calling test model. So this function right here. And then when it calls test model, all you have to do is this self.model.predict. I've split the training and test data. So then all you have to do is predict this. Pretty simple. Um, yeah, it's that's a nice thing about LightGBM is it's really easy to use. Sir Night Night. Oh, your second job. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. Nice. Yes, this is my second job, and also but really the YouTube stream helps. It helps so much having other people, and I'm considering this, YouTube streaming my second job because I don't have a bunch of subscribers and viewers now. But hopefully someday I could generate some income from this, and then if I could do that, I'll just keep my current job and then throw all my income into my Roth. So, um, yeah, that's what I'm hoping to do. Hopefully by the end of the year, I'll be able to do that. Oh, you're not looking for another job? Yeah. Oh, second, and so you're doing the same thing. You want a second stream of income. Yep. Yeah, and savings. That's important. Oh, you're starting a company. You should hire me. Nice. Yeah. Wait, so why would you're using it to purchase health insurance? So you're using the income that you're going to generate to purchase health insurance, or you're using your company to purchase health insurance? Because I just paid to. I That's funny you say that because I just paid attention to health insurance for the first time in my life last night because I had to enroll in health insurance for work. And at my old job, the health insurance was so shit, and the network of doctors was so small, and you had to wait 6 months to go to the doctor that I just stopped going to the doctor. I haven't been to the doctor in like 5 years. So I got to go back to the doctor. I also stopped going to the dentist because they fucked up my tooth. And I decided I don't trust dentists anymore. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. That's cool. Here's what I want to know though. If you have a company, does that make health insurance cheaper? Because I was looking at my health insurance that I selected, and I pay like $20 a month, and the company I work for is paying $500 a month. How does that make any sense? Why would they want to do that? You must get a discount on health insurance when uh, if you're a company. Strategies, nice. Yes, you need multiple. Um, cool. Well, but how's it going? How's your paper trading going? Um, all right, let me read this. So in quantity, blah 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 blah. I already read that. So here's the new output. Fantastic progression. The decrease in your metrics is not only completely reasonable, but actually, yeah, I know that. But is it enough of a decrease? By fixing the standard error to account for the 5-day overlapping target. Um, Assessing the new. So what's the information coefficient here? 0.0138. Is that high enough, or do I need 0.03? Whoa, 0.01 is good enough for information coefficient. Let me make sure of that here. Hey, Steven. Why did you think you would never see Z score or T score again? Are you a retired quant? um, are you a retired quant and you never thought you'd run into it again? You thought those days were behind you? They're never behind you. Um, it's all in your head. You keep everything in your head. Oh, tax savings. Yeah, that's a whole world I've never gotten into because honestly, there's lots of things with money that I just feel like are mentally oppressive, like taxes and stuff. It's I it's just mentally oppressive to me. I'm not made to worry about taxes. I'm made to live. Um, but if you worry about taxes, you can save a lot of money, but that's beyond me right now. I don't have the brain for it right now. maybe when I'm a little bit older. And really, I bet the big difference is having a family, right? Once I have a family, I'll, you know, then everything's gonna get 5x expensive. I want to have like 10 kids. So that's what everyone tells me is you're an idiot for wanting 10 kids. Kids are expensive, but I want to be poor and have maximum kids. That's why I need this strategy to work so my kids can eat. But you know, we're in America. The kids can always eat. You could always go to a food bank. Where do you get your quant strategies from? Uh, this AI models. I'm slowly look where I started. I started with just absolutely shit strategies. I read one book on short selling strategies, like 4 years ago, and I started out with just this. So I built up from really simple shit. Oh, forward returns relative to SPY baseline. So this is what I was doing. You look at this, end of December. So I just kept trying to. I think you could just start anywhere and just keep trying to build on it. Okay, how do I improve this? 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 And here I am. And look at me now. Now I have a model that achieves a coin flip basically. So you know, whatever. Okay, so let me read this feedback and see what it says about this. By fixing the standard error. To account for the 5-day overlapping target, you have successfully removed the phantom alpha that was artificially inflating your confidence. Here's a breakdown, blah, 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 blah. T statistic. Yeah, I know why it dropped. I want to know if it dropped a reasonable amount. That's the hard part. The more you read, the more you understand the markets. Usually research papers are provided to the investment firms first. Whoa, is that true? Wow, they purchase them? Oh my gosh, that's so interesting because I always wondered, you know, if you're doing physics or math or something and you make a research paper, the motivation is obvious. But I always wondered, why the hell are these guys publishing research papers for finance? Why don't they just, you know, keep it to themselves and make a bunch of money off of it? So they must sell it for a fortune. But then I always assumed the armies of quants are basically making research papers and just not publishing it and not, you know, refining it to paper level. Or probably you do want to refine it to paper level. Okay, so by fixing the standard error to account for the 5-day overlapping target, okay. Why did directional accuracy drop? You went from 53% accuracy. Oh, it's a classic realization. When your target was raw return, directional accuracy measured. Yeah, but the directional accuracy was. Oh. Yeah, okay, so it was better if I'm doing 1-day returns, the directional accuracy was better. But the information coefficient was worse. I guess I changed it to these robust methods. So let me see if I do model 11 on the daily target. Is that changing anything at all? So let me run this while I'm reading. Hey, there's 14 viewers. I keep calling it subscribers, but 14 viewers right now. So once again, I'm going to take this opportunity to say, please subscribe. Please go to the GitHub linked in the description. It holds all of the model that I'm using to work on this analysis. So go to it, download it for yourself, and check it out. If you know some Python, also please star the GitHub, watch it, and follow me. That really helps raise my profile. Okay, so is this running? No. Let me run this really quick. That I'm a real big baller because I made $1 million and I spend it on girls and shoes. Sir Night Night, do you have any song suggestions? That's why the edges in research papers usually get arbitraged away. Yeah, so by the time it's published, it's already gone. But how much do you know? How do you know this? How did you find that out? That's cool. You know all this stuff. Did you used to be a quant or something? What I want to know is, do you know how much they sell it for? Do you know how much you get for a research paper? Because, you know, maybe I should just go into that field. I love research. I could just make research papers and sell them to quant firms. Outperforming the average is a coin flip. By mathematical definition, every single day, exactly half your stocks. Yeah, you remove the target's upward. You remove the market's upward drift. Predicting a stock, whether a stock will be in the top 50% or bottom 50% of the market, is tremendously harder than predicting if a stock will just go up in a bull market. Why did it work for 1 day but not 5 day? Did I already ask that? Oh, I guess it just intuited that. 1 day returns are heavily driven by microstructure, overnight gaps, and short-term mean reversion. Your features are highly reactive to 1 day relative price action. 5 day returns are heavily driven by broad market moves. When you CZC scored the 5 day target, you stripped away the broad market move. Oh, the model lost its easy beta predictions and was forced to find a pure 5 day idiosyncratic alpha. Pure 5 day idiosyncratic. My brain's too tired to remember what the fuck idiosyncratic means. Idiosyncratic is like an outlier, right? It's odd. Idiosyncratic is odd. Yeah, peculiar. Nailed it. Why did it work for... Okay. Forced to find an idiosyncratic alpha, which is much harder to squeeze out of standard technical indicators. How to adapt your assessment. Stop looking at directional accuracy. It's the wrong metric for a cross-sectionally z-scored model. Model can have a coin flip accuracy at the median threshold, but still be incredibly profitable. Next steps. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true, but I still would like a higher directional accuracy. Is there any ways to catch institutional shorts? What data points and strategies can one follow to catch this? Institutional shorts, like when, like look at the short interest on a stock. Institutional shorts means when all the big hedge funds are shorting something, right? I think that's how. I mean, if you're looking for a short squeeze, the real thing you want to look for is when institutions are shorting something and it has value, but and so, like they're shorting it for the wrong reason. Like if I think the most, at least to me, the most famous. Well, obviously, recently there have been the. That's not even that recent anymore. It was half a decade ago, but the whole GameStop AMC thing was a big deal. But that, who knows? It's hard to tell. If they had AMC, obviously didn't have fundamental value, but GameStop, you could argue, did. Same, yeah. BlackBerry had a short squeeze. If you're looking for a short squeeze, yeah, I'll walk you through it. Just a sec. Let's look at the Volkswagen short squeeze. Because basically, I don't remember why, but for some reason, everybody. Let's see. So why were they shorting it? The Porsche AG secretly accumulated. Oh, it was Porsche. So everyone was assuming it was overvalued, and then secretly Porsche was buying stuff. So I don't know if many people would have been positioned well for the short squeeze, but yeah, if you're looking for short squeeze, isn't that kind of chasing? What do you call that? Chasing something that's unobtainable. There's like a term for that. Chasing dragons or something like that. I don't know. Chasing something. Short squeezes are hard to find. There's what, one short squeeze every 15 years? Um, yeah, directional accuracy is the still 50 and a half. But directional accuracy is better for. Oh, right. It's better for a single day because multiple days is broad market movements. Longer your time horizon, the more broad market movements there are. So that makes sense. So actually, I don't know if that finding that I had earlier is actually even that useful or not. I really have no idea. Um, okay, so um, okay, how to adapt your assessment. Stop looking at directional accuracy. It is the wrong metric for a cross-sectionally z-scored model. Model can have coin flip. Yeah, okay, I got that. To truly see if this 5-day z-score model is good, you need to look at the tails, not the middle. Add a quick helper to your evaluation script that cuts your daily predictions into quantiles or deciles. Okay, so yeah, I already was thinking about that. So before I do that, let me go through and so I incorporated this now. Oh, add fundamentals. So I could take that out. That's gonna be kind of a pain in the ass to add, although I did already write the code for that. Um, in here. Get data, chop data, get log returns. Okay, whatever. Uh, just trust me, I added it. So I already have it in one version, but that was a long ago analysis, and so I'm gonna have to add it to a new, better version. So um, yeah, I don't know. Um, so do this assessment. If that spread is consistently positive, your model is highly valuable. Okay. So, write a new method which I can put into my model class, which performs the test you gave at the end. Because you fundamentally change the mathematical scale and distribution of the target variable from decimals to z-scores, you should ensure you run your tune params again. Yeah, well, I run tune params every iteration, so yeah, whatever. Oh yeah, I was gonna walk you through it. It's because I was doing the same thing as Sing of Joe suggested until I literally saw the edges erode over time. Wait, what did you suggest, Sing Navjo? Uh, what, you were catching institutional shorts? Oh, you're reading archive papers. Yeah, well, and then, oh, so you're, wait, but how did you deduce that they must be selling it? I guess that's just obvious, or Porsche kept telling investors that they weren't going to take over. Oh, really? Well, they secretly were doing so. Investor firms were shorting the voting shares while buying the non-voting shares in hopes of something. Investor firms were shorting the voting shares while buying the non-voting shares. What does that mean? I didn't know you could have voting and non-voting shares. Were still some edges left for the. I don't know, dude. Honestly, I think if it's in a paper, then anyone can Google it. Everybody knows about it. So I would assume there's no edge left by the time it's in a paper. I'm ready for you someday. I'm waiting for it. We're running in circles. Stand what I'm going through. What you got to lose? Gonna do. It's only me ready to go. But we don't wanna go. Run, James, and let go. Wow, 100 or 17 viewers. That's pretty good. That might be my best ever for a live stream. 17 concurrent viewers. So I'll take this opportunity to say please subscribe. And also join the Discord in the description and go to the GitHub. What to look for in the output bar chart. Okay, yeah, I already know what to look for, right? A positive separation. Okay, so then at the bottom I'll say evaluate quantile spread. Let me indent this. Trading volatility. What do you mean by that? Trading volatility. You see something highly volatile and what? You just go on the yeah, what do you mean trading volatility? What exactly does that mean is what I want to know. Okay, so now I've added that. Let's make sure it works. Where's the, oh, here we go. So down at the bottom here, we can say, after we train the model, we're going to test the model. We'll get a plot, and then we'll say model dot evaluate quantile spread. Get so fly, sugar, how you get so fly. Okay, let's run that again. So now I'm going to test it. What are we looking for? Think of your edges and understanding in the markets. I know that's not what you're looking for, but the more you understand. Yes, that's true. Well, I mean, that's true for, I've never had a good quantitative strategy, but just trading in the markets, it's like, if you just, if you're in tune with everything that's going on in the world, you can be a pretty good trader. Yeah, that's the goal, is get some edge that you can't find in any research paper, you can't find it anywhere. Nobody knows about it. And then you hold it like your baby. I mean, really, I'm putting all of this on YouTube so anyone can see it. But I'm hoping that the edge is going to be complicated enough so that it's not easy to find while I still have a tool that's easy to use. Maybe that's too much of a sweet spot I'm hoping for. So let's look online for what's this called? Quantile test, quantitative stock model. So let's see, what do these guys say makes their model good? Why the hell is it so zoomed in? Hey, Global. Oh, Bitcoin and ETH, nice. I love Bitcoin. So you're a high volatility guy. You. So box plot of model error of their two different strategies. Box plot of the number of cross quantiles. So what the hell do I make of this? When What other plots do they have? Heat map of estimated coefficients. Yeah, okay. So I need to do kind of this analysis. Prop firms for indexes. I don't even know what that means. What is a prop firm? Oh, good. You know, this shit sucks. How are they publishing it? So how would you sell this to anyone? Look at the fucking... They don't even have a legend in their chart. What an absolute crap chart. I guess you're just supposed to assume the quantiles. I guess you assume it's in order. But this one looks obviously better because there's no overlap, and you don't want any overlap. If there's strong overlap, then it's not predicting things well. I'm looking at you, ooh, ooh, you, ooh, ooh, you, ooh, ooh. So you, ooh, ooh, you, ooh, you, ooh, you, ooh, you. Okay, let's see if my if the model's finished running. Oh my god, it's still pruning. This is taking forever. What you came for strikes every time you move. Let's just ask it here. How can I assess the model without a other than the quantile analysis? Ooh, baby, this is what you came for. Okay, the other things I want to add here. You know I know how to make him stop and stare at the zone. The financial markets are the most diabolical markets ever invented. What other markets are there other than financial? I guess there's the market for goods. That's another thing. Be careful with prop firms. They pay you to learn your strategy. Whoa, really? What a nasty little trick. Man, Sir Night Night, you know all this stuff. You know all the tricks. They're up to all these tricks. That's what... You're not afraid of it, though. I'm constantly afraid of their tricks, and I always feel like I'm going to get taken advantage of. But that's the key. You got to be not afraid. You just got to be smart, knowledgeable, and attack them and fight them. And the rules are not the same as for us as they are for them. Institutions are also able to front run trades. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Robinhood, I just like their beautiful green charts. I know they're up. I should take my money out of there. But what else should I use? What's a good brokerage firm? Okay, so the thing I want to do here is make model save work. So I want to make the model save work and then add quantile assessment to run after. I guess I could add I know how to make him stop and stare at the zone now. The club can't even handle me right now. Institutional positioning can distort implied volatility, realized volatility, order flow, and option skew. And these distortions can sometimes be used as a clue. What are your views about this? What I want to know is, what do you guys think about, if you look at how the stuff trades overnight? What I've seen happening is, it seems like recently the market's going down, and it's almost like they dip. It seems, my hunch, what I feel like is going on is, it feels like the institutions are dipping the market artificially low at market open, because every time the S&P drops, it dips way down and then it kind of climbs back up over the day. And then I noticed the opposite was happening with oil, is that it climbs up, like oil's going way up right now. And so it seems like things that are going crazy, the institutions buy up a lot after the market closes, and then they crash it before the market opens to make people think, oh, the market's not going to go up. But I also think, maybe I'm just paranoid and I feel like everybody's always out to get me. No, don't be afraid of them. Yeah, I know, I got to stop being afraid. This is a general thing for my life, is I got to stop being afraid of big, giant things that are above me. All I can do is fight them. I'd be knowledgeable and honorably fight them. Don't be afraid of them. You have to accept the fact early on that learning these markets are going to take longer than you care for. I've lost count of my failures. Yeah, hey, me too. I mean, I've failed so many times at everything. What's that song? Do you know John Prine? There's a good John Prine song that says, I've failed at everything. Oh, please let me go round again. It's a good song. Let me go round again. Beyond statistical metrics like IC and root mean squared error and quantile spread analysis, you need to assess a model's practical tradability, risk profile, and economic logic. A model can have great information coefficient. How is this doing? Oh, good, it finished. So let's look at the results. So here's the results, same stuff we had before because it's the same model as before, but now we should get the quantile analysis. No! Why is that not running? Oh, because I wasn't running model 12. Damn it. I was doing model 11. 1. Okay, now let's run it. Oh, another alligator guy. Hi, JT. What do you call those? YouTube emojis. Interesting. Are you not concerned about retail positioning as well? Good question. Okay, so once again, a bunch of people are watching. Please subscribe. Please go to the GitHub, download it for yourself. This, what I'm doing right now, all of this analysis is using a tool that I made. It's available on GitHub, and I'm updating it as I go. So if you want to use this tool for yourself, go to GitHub and try to download it and try to use it for yourself. And I would really appreciate some feedback on how I can improve it. I need people to use it so I could get some feedback on how to improve it so that I can make it really good and robust. And I want to have a good tool for my portfolio. So also star it, watch the repository, star the repository, watch the repository, and follow me on GitHub. That really helps me out a lot. It also helps me out if you subscribe. All right, so let's see, what else do we want to do? Tradability, prediction turnover, and transaction costs. Because you're predicting, so prediction turnover. Prediction should be somewhat stable. Oh yeah, so we want to minimize the number of trades because that minimizes transaction costs, which causes slippage. I'm gonna, you need a higher success if you're gonna have a high transaction costs. All right, so Hit rate at the extremes, precision at K. You already know that your overall directional accuracy is 50%, but as a trader, you don't buy the whole market. Yeah. You only buy the stocks the model is most confident in. How to assess it? Calculate the hit rate of just the top 20 and bottom 20 predictions each day. Oh. So I could incorporate that into my metrics. The goal, robust model might have a 55 to 60% hit rate in the top 5%. This proves the model's confidence actually means something. Market regime analysis, stress testing. Does your model only make money when volatility is low? Does it crash when the market crashes? Like a junk rally. I mean, you don't want to have a model that relies on junk rallies either, do you? If you can parse out institutional positioning, I just want to follow the institutional moves. I want to be in their shadow. But why? Then you're just behind the 8 ball. You're just going to be behind the institutions. If you can parse out institutional positioning from retail positioning, then you're away. Oh, that's interesting. Good tips, Sir Night Night. Where's my notepad? What the hell? Where'd my notepad go? Here's a notepad. Parse out institutional positioning from retail positioning. Holy crap. It's a lot of features. So why does it give all of these? Now it's back to returning every feature. The information coefficient is really high. I gotta make sure I'm calculating that right. Because if it is right, I'm definitely on the right track. Hey, this looks pretty good. It's not perfect, but look at that. So Model 12 assessment with quantile, whatever. Sir Night Night, what do you think about this? Because I've had the idea in my head that I could train a price model. It seems like this price model works, at least halfway decently based on this. What do you think about if I do a price model, and then I do a different model for fundamentals, and then incorporate both of them somehow in my portfolio strategy, and then train a model on that portfolio strategy. is that a good idea? Or should you incorporate all of your data into a single model? Do you want a single model or an array of models? You said you have multiple strategies, but do you incorporate each strategy into a single portfolio? And then, or do you just like, are you just apportioning 10% of the portfolio to this strategy, 10% to this strategy, so on and so forth? Or is it you use some grand model over everything that trains on the different strategies and when to pick what? That is really nice. You might have to put. Oh, let me hide it. Let me delete it. That's crazy. I honestly I can't believe it's so good. And that's good validation from you that it's working well. Yeah, I mean, I'm just so happy with that. It doesn't get any better than that. So, I'll cut my losses and call this a great achievement for now. From not being able to do anything to now this looks really good. So the next step is to assess this further. So, let me add this to the GitHub, the changes I made. So what did I change to feature script? Oh. So this is stuff from yesterday. More robust metrics added. More robust metrics. Okay, added more robust metrics for what? Multi-day forward return targets. Added, let's add this, added test for cross-sectional z-score. Okay, what else do I have to do? Okay, let's add, now that I have this, let's add something else. Next. So what's the next thing I want to do? Add more assessments. And incorporate portfolio strategy. This song sucks. Add more assessments and incorporate portfolio strategy. I thought I was just listening to a Post Malone song. I guess I wasn't. Okay, let's go Post Malone. Post Malone has some crap songs and some really good songs. I had some help. I forgot who was in that song. Alright, so make this green, give it an outline. I've seen several broken firms providing their APIs for free. What can be their main objective? It's got to be to collect your data, just like Sir Night Night's been saying. Hey, thanks, Global. Yes, I've been doing it almost daily. Hey, thanks. Yeah, that's what helps. That's what helps me so much with the YouTube streams. People commenting. When I'm doing it by myself, I'm just hitting my head against the wall, and I feel just so damn stuck. Um, so, you know, totally turns around my attitude. I have a naturally negative attitude. It's a problem of mine. It helps me not trusting, bullshit, but it's also not good lots of the time. So, thanks. This helps me a lot too. Um, okay, so what else? What else is nothing. That's it for tonight. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Please go to the GitHub. Download the repository. Try it out for yourself. Give me feedback. Join the Discord. You can give me feedback there. Did I already say star the repository? Once again, please star the repository. That really helps me out. Please follow me on GitHub. And please watch the repository. All those things really help me out get coding jobs. And of course, subscribing helps me out most of all. So hopefully someday I can make money from YouTube. Maybe by the end of this year if I'm lucky. So thanks a lot for watching. That's it for now. I'll be doing this again tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good rest of your night. Adios. And please watch the repository. All those things really help me out get coding jobs. And of course, subscribing helps me out most of all. So hopefully someday I can make money from YouTube. Maybe by the end of this year if I'm